We now move into our 10th session for the day on the topic Sustainable Mobility for a Better Tomorrow, from Theory to Practice. Our speakers for this session are Francois Dossa, Executive Director, Strategy and Sustainability, Jaguar Land Rover. Francois joined Jaguar Land Rover in June 2021 as Executive Director in Strategy and Sustainability. Prior to joining Jaguar Land Rover, Francois has held several leadership roles in other automobile companies. This session is chaired by Kishore Patil, co-founder, managing director, and CEO, KPIT. Kishore Patil is the co-founder, managing director, and CEO of KPIT, a leading software partner to global automotive and mobility companies. Under his leadership, the company has grown over 50 times in revenues and has a worldwide footprint with direct presence in Germany, Americas, Japan, India, Korea, and China. Pleasure to have you here with us. Over to you, Kishore.
Welcome, Francois, and hello, everyone. Welcome to this exciting session of NASSCOM Design and Engineering Summit. We are talking about a very important and exciting topic today morning about sustainability and connected world and the future of it. And this has been I would say, the heart of discussion around mobility in recent years. And as you know, that many companies have the pledge to have this net zero commitment. I guess India has it by 2070, and Europe has 2050, and something like JLR has much earlier than that. And so it is, I think, overall, if you look at this topic, it is how it will shape the industry. And it is also the change of the mindset is required to get where we are. But I'm very happy here to welcome Francois. He's a really, I would say, passionate leader in this area. And I may say that first time when I met him, I saw the in his, in the discussions, the passion about sustainability. And that's why I'm very happy to have him on we are very happy to have him on this forum.
Thank you very much, Kishore, for your kind words. Very happy to be with you today to discuss this sustainability topic, which is so very important. I would say not only for us, not only for you, but for the whole world. And I think that when you see what happened, I don't know, Kishore, if you see what happened in Europe this summer, big climate disasters happening in Europe, showing that, we really need to do something for the planet. And of course, it starts with all of our companies and each of us, we need to do something. So this is why I'm so passionate about the sustainability, and I'm very happy to be here with you discussing this topic today.
So I was just thinking about this part, the whole thing about the sustainability, and some people interpret in different, some think about it as a decarbonization, some think much beyond it, some think it as a. So how do you think, and how, I know that Tata Group is pretty much committed, JLR is very committed. So from your perspective, how are you looking at the sustainability, and what does it encompass, and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, that's a very good question, I think, Kishore, because a lot of people talk about sustainability, but I'm not sure that everybody sees the same thing. So, when I joined the company, for us, it meant at the time only emission, the emission of our cars. And now it's much bigger than this. So, first, as you said, we belong to a group, the Tata Group, who wants to become a real number one, I would say, in terms of sustainability. So this is very good. And I'm very happy to see that. So now for us, when we think of sustainability, we want to give concrete example of what we're doing. It's not just talk, it's really showing concrete actions that we're making. So that we committed to achieve carbon net zero by 2039, but I thought it was a little bit too long. So I want to show much before, in 2030,
wow.
Results, not to be carbon net zero by 2030, but some results, which are the following. We would like by then to reduce by 46% our emissions on scope 1 and 2, and by 54% our emissions on scope 3. So, this is a way to show that it's a journey that we started. And I don't want to wait, 2039 to say, okay, now we did it. We want to show, because I think it will help, and it already helped people in the company to show that it's really concrete and it's not, just words, it's real. But of course, when I think also of sustainability, I told you it's not about only about emissions. It's the whole company. It's the way we design cars, the way we engineer cars, the way we manufacture cars, and even the way we sell cars that has to change. So this is a big transformation in the company, in our way of working.
Mm-hmm. As the automotive and mobility is a big part of the problems which have been created, so how do you think the companies are geared, or in some way, how much time will it? So you talked about much reduced timeline for you, but so what is different JLR is doing as compared to the other on this topic? Whatever you can share at a high level. But basically, because most of, as an industry, it largely people talk about only decarbonization. So from that perspective, it will be very useful to see what JLR is doing overall in this aspect.
Sure. So Kishore, I think that, of course, we can communicate, and it will show you how big is the transformation of the company. So let me start with Jaguar. So Jaguar, we're going to launch new models of Jaguar, all electric. Jaguar will become a 100% electric company starting in 2025. So, it's only in a few months that Jaguar will be all electric. Amazing. So that for us, that's really big. If I now talk about Land Rover, so we will have our first all-electric Land Rover model in 2024. Even before Jaguar. And then, we will have a journey making us being all electric. That's for us a big, big move. That's a big change that you can imagine in the company. And again, very concrete, 24, 25, and this is really happening.
And just to, in this same direction, you have a racing team in Formula E, right? And how has been your experience? And I was just thinking and wondering, what does it mean to your journey in sustainability? Because typically, one is not intuitively in a position to relate with this. So
first we love sport. We love motorsport. We have been 8 years already in the Formula E. We were in the first year of this Formula E 8 years ago. So this is very important for us. And this is one event that is totally zero carbon. So we like this. It shows that you can be sustainable and you can make motorsport. A lot of people thought it was not possible, thinking of Formula One, but in Formula E, we show that it's possible. So this is good. And also, we learn a lot, in the Formula E. We learn a lot because it's a lot about technology, new technology on inverters that we can then, after, put in the Jaguar cars. So we learn a lot, and all this is about tech, sustainability, and excitement. Because again, people, they love motorsport. So, in the races, it's very funny to see how people are motivated and excited by this. And news that I'd like to share with you is that next year in the season number 9, India will be part of the circuit. So we will have a race in India.
Yeah, it is going to be in Hyderabad also, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we will be so very happy, to show this technology, this sustainability in India. But again, for us, it's also the way to learn on this new tech that after will go into the car. So for our customers, it's also good because they know, that the best technology will go into the cars.
You think it will have some learning for your other passenger car business also? In terms of performance or some of these issues?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This is why it is also, so good for us.
While we are talking about this sustainability, I think one word which comes, and again, all these terms are emerging. So it will be nice to understand about the circular economy. And what do you think, it means specifically for automotive and mobility industry, how practical it is, and what do you think is a change of mindset required to achieve that?
This is also very big because, this is not at all the way our industry was built. So now we are working a lot on what we call, materiality, where we need to work on materials that will last, I would say, nearly forever. What I like to think is that we're going to build a car, Kishore, that is going to be for your life. And then, of course, we will change all the software and the electronics, but the car itself should last forever. Also, something that we are going to work a lot is, on any part of the car can be repaired, remanufacture, and then reuse in a car. It's not that, we want to scrap a car after a few years. No, we're going to dismantle the cars, recoup what can be recouped, repair what can be repaired, remanufacture what has to be remanufactured, and reuse all these parts. This is really the circular economy, which is something absolutely new to us, but that we have to do. No more iron ore or no more metals, precious metals in the world will be found. So, we have really to use this circular economy. And for our industry, there's something absolutely new that we have to develop. So we have some POCs, proof of concept on all of this happening today in our plants. So hopefully in a few weeks, we can have some communication around that. And of course, you will be one of the first to be informed because I know that you enjoy sustainability a lot.
Thank you. So just for my little bit understanding, so this will start with, I'm just trying to connect with the automotive industry. So it will start from the manufacturing process, materials you use, electrification you are doing, what batteries, what does it, or end of life, all these areas, right, you are talking about in the circular economy.
Yes, and let me take the example of the battery that you mentioned, because it's so very important. So if you think of battery, which is something which is new to us, because, the electrification started a few years ago. So we're going to work on all the life of the battery. If we think of a first life, which is we will build and repair the battery, okay. Second life, after a few years of use of the battery, 7 to 10 years, the battery is not good for your car anymore, but still has 70% of its capacity. So what do we do then? We go to the second life of the batteries. So we put these batteries in pack and we use them in a building, on a boat, because still you have a lot of energy that you can use. So this is very good. And this is what we call the second life. And we then go to the recycling of the battery. So then we will dismantle the battery. We will take the black powder that we call. We will also recoup the precious metals, and we will reuse them in the building of new batteries. So you see, it's very funny for us because our industry is going to do things that we didn't do in the past. So we're going to create new jobs.
Yeah.
We're going to create new flows of revenues. So that's very interesting. And then to do this, Kishore, we also team up with other companies because we're not a chemical company. So, and the battery is about, So we're going to team up with ecosystem where we will have chemical companies, ourselves, dismantlers of batteries, working together to create new businesses and new flows of revenues and new jobs. This is why also I'm very excited about sustainability because, I see it as a way also to create new jobs, profitable activities. Because,
absolutely.
a lot of people, they think, we're going to go back in the past, do nothing more. This is not the case, and I'm excited to see so many new activities will be created. So we are trying, to be a pioneer in this. But the battery, I think, was quite a good example of this.
Yeah. And then coming to the interesting part, very relevant to this specific summit. How do you think engineering and software technologies can play a meaningful role in this kind of achieving net zero mission set by automakers? And how do you see the relevance and of the software and engineering services for this?
Well, I think it is absolutely key that the engineering community really understands what is at stake here and changes the way they envisage any activity that they do. I think that, our engineering, for example, they've been very focusing on quality, timing, and cost, and they're very good at this. So I'm just adding a fourth pillar, which is sustainability: quality, timing, cost, and sustainability. So it changes a little bit, the way our engineers are working. But, they have to consider that the sustainability part of it is as important as the others, which is, I think, something which is new. And, we in all that we do, we need to consider what is the carbon footprint all of our activity. So this is brand new. This is something that we are implementing, but not only in the engineering community, but in the whole company, even finance, even HR. We all need to think with a new mindset, with a new culture in the company. But of course, the engineer community is probably one of the most important in this transformation. And then this is why, today I spend most of my time with my peer, Thomas Müller, that you know well, and we are building together this new engineering mindset around sustainability, and we're doing it, I think, extremely good. He's very passionate also with this theme. I think that we can also, Kishore, differentiate ourselves. If we're faster than other competitors. So I think that, sustainability can be also a way to show our customers that we are a better company, the products are more friendly with the environment, et cetera, et cetera. So this is really good at the end.
Thank you. So if I had to say that software and engineering industries can help in more than one way, one is, of course, the software content in the car itself is going up as compared to the material content. So making sure that it works. The second thing, I hope that's what you meant, is reducing the cycle time to how quickly we can bring the products in terms of to the production, etc. So, and of course, improving the algorithms and efficiency in the way things are done. So, do you agree with that, or or anything?
Absolutely, absolutely. And for us, this cycle time that was quite long in terms of 5-6 years. If we can reduce it to 2.5 years, is the objective. Some companies already can do it. We know this. So this is why we are very much involved in this, and and software definitely help on that.
That looks very, very nice, exciting. But one more question, and I guess it looks very interesting, is we read about your open innovation program. What is it about? What are you doing on that? And what does it mean to your efforts in sustainability? Is that what you have been talking about, ecosystem? And just trying to understand that.
Yeah, so thank you for the question, Kishore, because for us it is also very important. Why open innovation? So open innovation, our definition is the way we can team up and work with startups everywhere in the world. And startups in the US, in Europe, in Israel, in India. A lot of good startups are working and bringing new technologies. So we created a hub for open innovation where we create an open platform where we can receive a lot of startups. And one of the theme is sustainability. So we are trying to identify everywhere in the world the startups working on sustainability, working for a good planet. A lot of them are, it's about technology for good. This is the way they phrase it, technology for good. So we are trying to identify the one that would like to work with us in the ecosystem that I was mentioning, so that all together, we find the right technologies to put in our cars, and then, they offer technology, we offer scale, because sometimes for a startup it's difficult to scale up. So we have our volume, we can. So this is the kind of partnership that we are making with them. So very, very important. And I think when I see what is happening everywhere in the world, when I see the good brains of these startuppers, I think that we really need to work with them. I see in India a growth of startups just amazing. Just amazing. If you see the number of unicorns in India, it was quite stable. Now it increased a lot. It shows that something big is happening in India, which is good. So India is not the only part of the world where you see things like that, even Latin America, and of course, Silicon Valley, Israel, China. But, this is really good. And I think that this connection for us is very, very key in the sustainability world. Because again, and that's very encouraging when I see, because most of these startups are young people. And when they say, okay, we want to develop tech, but tech for good, tech for the planet, I think that this is very positive. And, they can help us also in this mindset change that we want to implement in the company. So this is why, the open innovation is so important for us, Kishore.
Thank you. I mean, it sounds very, very interesting and very fascinating time. It looks like very nice to talk to you, Francois, today. Let me hand it over to Justin.
Well, thank you, Francois and Kishore, for that insightful conversation.